All right. Good morning. How we doing, Carlos? Good morning. How's it going?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm great, man. I'm great. It's Friday, and I'm ready for the weekend. It's been a fun week. It's been a fun, busy week.
Brr. Been a
Oh,
cold week.
that too. That too. Good point. Very cold week. Snow came out of nowhere for me, and I don't really watch the weather, pay attention to the weather, so it kind of came out of nowhere for me. I don't know about you. Hey, man, we had a great session yesterday. In fact, I wanted to play a real quick montage from Sheridan McCorkle. She joined us at the Home Loan Expert and at Mail and Copy Prints down here at the City Club. And we did a training for realtors on social media. So I wanted to play a real quick montage of that and show everyone a little sample of what she did. It was fantastic. So let's play this real quick and then we can kind of chat a little bit about it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let me turn off my audio, right?
Just mute yourself.
All right.
Mm.
Oh, hey, Carlos, how you doing? Thank you. Thank you. So that was Sheridan McCorkle, who came and joined us for some realtor training here at the building yesterday. Carlos, I know you were in attendance. Hey, if you don't follow Sheridan on social media, you're missing out because when it comes to really building a brand, building your business, Sheridan's one of the best in the business on social media, Instagram and on Facebook. And yesterday she trained us on Instagram. So I don't know, Carlos, you were in attendance this week. What was your thoughts? You're muted out.
Can you hear me now?
I got you. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it's great. Instagram is a tough tool to use for us old folks, middle age, upper aged folks. So it was great to learn and hear all about it. Instagram is, I just talked to somebody yesterday and they're like, yeah, you can do a bunch of sales on Instagram and, you really need to get on Instagram. Well, I said, I'm on it, but I don't use it that much,
Yeah.
I get on it. I use it here and there, but, hearing her and learning the information that you learn just to build your business. She gets all her business off Instagram. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, it's people don't realize how much social media is powerful, but Instagram is one of those things that it's like you got to become an expert at it. There's so many options in Instagram that you can maximize and hit a lot of people. What does she have? She has 6,000 followers.
6,000.
So just think, she's hitting 6,000 people. I mean, plus some, because other people see it. It's just she has 6,000 followers that she's hitting on a regular basis. I mean, how many people do you stand in front of and shake their hands? Not 6,000 people every day.
Yeah.
So when you're implementing Instagram and Facebook and all that, when you got 6,000 or 10,000 or 5,000 people following you, you're hitting a lot of people at one time with some videos, content, information, what you do, fun stuff. People learn about you. I mean, that Instagram is a way to hit or any kind of social media. That's why I say you hit more people in a bigger area.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, I learned so much, um, about Instagram yesterday, and I've attended a couple of Instagram training and sessions, but I learned so much. I mean, it was like I didn't know anything about Reels. I didn't even know like why Instagram came up with Reels. Between her and Leon Soraya, who also attended with us, it was such an informative event, and I think it was just well done in terms of explaining the whys and the whats, and then the hows, and then to pull out your phone, and if you don't have an account, let's create an account, and let's post and let's like each other's, and it was really interesting, and boy, I didn't realize that Reels are a great way to get other people who don't follow you or you don't follow to build some additional following outside of your group of people that you already work with. I didn't realize that. Did you know that? Because I didn't know anything about Reels.
Yeah, I'm learning it. I knew that that was there, and people use it. Short versions, or you can do long versions. It came about, but I don't know exactly everything. I just try to use everything. I don't know exactly what it does, but I know if something new comes out, I try to use it. I don't know. I didn't know. I really don't even know. I didn't know why, but it's, new tools, new things come out. There's a reason why they put that stuff out.
Yeah.
And I love it. I use it. I try,
Yeah. I know. And I just think to me, that's the coolest thing is that, as new stuff comes out, implementing, but one thing is like using it, but you got to know about it, right? You got to know that it exists. And that's what this was all about. Like you can see my screen now, right? I'm sharing this piece, right? So this is what the session was, right? The session was a 101, if you will. Let me go here, boom. A 101 for Instagram 101 for realtors. And, we had some people in there that were also interested in getting into real estate. We had a lunch and learn experience and some good food and just some great knowledge that was dropped and shared by Sheridan and also by Leon Soraya. So, so Carlos, the key though for me is of course follow up. That's kind of what we're always talking about is follow up. And so the key for me is how do I follow up on what I learned and implement it and use it? Because that's the next step, right? Is now that I know something about Instagram, I know a little more than what I did before we started this week. But how do we take that away and implement that? Because if we don't do anything, we'll get nothing, right? So there's always follow up. And even with applied knowledge, like so I don't know about you, but maybe you can share like when you go to stuff, because you're a learning guy like I am. We all are about learning. So and that's why there's a level of success that you've achieved is because you don't just sit there and learn, you put into action. But talk a little bit about from your perspective, how do you do it? Because you do a very good job with it.
I do got to add, just like what you said, if you go to something, a class or education just like this, just going to learn about Instagram, there is no point. I understand that you can meet new people there. That is a good reason. But there's really no point to attend that thing and sit through that and waste your time if you are not going to leave that place and try something new from what you learned in that event.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's a waste of time. Yep. You know what I mean? I understand that you met new people. I understand you can go network, but it's, if you don't go into that thing to learn something and to say, okay, I don't know anything about Instagram. I'm going to, learn something, even if it's one thing or two things. But the biggest thing is you got to leave that event and you got to try it. You got to do it. You know what I mean? And the biggest thing is follow up. Follow up is implementing it. Everything that I do in my life, I try to implement it. I'm learning from people. I listen to people, and you implement it. If you don't implement what you've learned, there's no point in doing it. There's no point in going.
Yep.
You doesn't mean that you have to do it exactly, but obviously these people are successful. She has 6,000 followers. I don't have 6,000 followers, but guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do everything I possibly can to do everything that she does, because she's obviously more than I am. You know what I mean? So if she's got 6,000 followers, I want 6,000 followers. I want to hit 6,000 people on a regular basis, or more, or plus. So this morning, guess what I did? This morning, I started commenting on people's posts. I did it. I took probably 25 minutes to 30 minutes probably this morning, and I started commenting on people. I started interacting. Huh?
Why?
Because she said that's how you get followers. That's how you meet new people. You interact on people's comments. She said, hey, interact. You have to interact, and you have to, be involved. So you have to post videos, you have to post pictures, and then you have to interact. You can't just, I've been posting pictures, I post videos, but I don't interact. If somebody comments, I'll interact, but I don't interact on somebody else's stuff. And that's how you can get more followers. You interact, people like you, you talk about things in comments, just like if you were in front of people and you shake their hand and you talk to them and you learn about them. It's just the same thing. You're just commenting in a post instead of talking to them face to face. So if you interact with them, then they're like, hey, I like what this guy says, or I like this guy, I like this personality, he's funny, or he's knowledgeable, or whatever, and they start following you. That's how you gain the followers. And so I learned that in there, and now I'm trying to implement it. I have to. You got to, because obviously it works. You know what I mean? When you get to the point where you're at 6,000 followers and you got, what does she have on there? I think she has like 1,600, or what does she have for posts? Well, go to her main page.
I'll show you.
But she's got a ton of posts, so she's got 2,492 posts. She follows 5,000 people. She has more followers than she is following, and that's good. For me, I have 610 posts, and I feel like I post all the time. I'm slacking.
I know, right? I know. Let me see what do I have on mine. I don't even know what I have on mine. Let's look at my profile. How many do I have? I only have 423 posts.
Yeah. And I feel like you, ever since we got on the social media, I feel like you've been posting a ton. But yet, look, 2,492 posts she does.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah. And so it's just
the time frame that she's done those, but look at it. Just look at some of her posts. They're great posts.
Yeah,
they're great posts. Excellent posts too. Videos, a mixture of videos. Like these are all pictures or all posts, but then within those, there's reels and videos, right? So she's got a bunch of videos. Look, all these are videos. That she does, which obviously helps get followers as well, because she's putting out excellent content. And then, she's implemented the new reels as soon as that came out. And, she does some great reels. Check this out. Let's see. Hold on. It's not sharing when I show video now for some reason. But you can at least when I come off of this. I had a time machine. Oops. Okay. But you can see she's got a bunch of reels, right? And reels haven't even been out that long. She's already busted them out. Like she's got a whole bunch. So so she definitely is very active, very consistent, very creative, and follows up, on the people that comment on her posts. Like you said, she also, not only does she say, hey, we should comment, but you should also respond and reply, to the comments of people who reply to your, to your post as well.
And my biggest thing is when I, the reason why I was so hesitant, I know you need to, and I don't comment on a lot of things, or I don't, say a lot of things out there, because I don't want the negativity to come back. That's what I kind of avoid, but I need to start getting more comfortable about, I won't comment back if there's negative. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just not going to deal with it. But I do need to comment more. I did it this morning. I worked 30 minutes on it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to start commenting on people's stuff. I'm going to start interacting with people, start meeting new people and chat in the comments. start liking, because there's comments in there. And if you read I don't take a ton of time reading comments. And I did it this morning, 30 minutes worth of looking at social media. And I'm like, and so then I started reading people's comments. My wife reads everybody's comments. My
Really?
wife does it. Yeah. She sits there and will read comments. So, I need to start doing it and start interacting with people. And then you'll start meeting new people and you'll start getting new likes. That's not here. So I'm going to start implementing it.
Yeah.
So we'll see how well it goes. And I'm going to do it. It works for her and it's going to work. It's just, I got to do it more.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, no, you're right. That's key. That's very key. And I like how you just gave a good example, right? Of the one thing that you're going to do or that you decided to do coming out of that training, there's so much. It's so much to our learning and our knowledge, right? There's so much to it. And it's real easy for us to get overwhelmed when we learn all of that and then decide we're not going to do anything, right? So it's important. That's why I asked the question of what's the one thing we can do, because all it takes is one thing. Like,
right.
Walk away from a new learning situation and learn one thing and do one thing.
And the biggest thing is that there's people in that session, those sessions. There was a lot of people there, and there was people that are in those sessions that aren't even on Instagram, or maybe they have an account and they have never posted anything.
Yes.
So there's a lot of things that some people need to do. Like, I'm on Instagram. I've been sharing. I've been putting the videos. Now, do I need to do more? Yeah. But what I learned from it personally is how to build. I need to build it. I'm in there. There's some people in that class that aren't even on it. Or there's some people in that class that are on it, but they don't have much. So there's some people that need to do more than one thing. And you just got to start doing it. You got to start implementing.
Yeah.
We've talked about it before, to where, people are, you follow these people that are millionaires, or you follow these successful business owners, or you wonder how they get so much business. And if you learn something from it, you got to implement it. You know what I mean? If you want to do something, you want to be at that level, or you want to grow, you need to implement it. If you don't do it, you're not going anywhere. If you don't take action, you're not going to be successful.
Yeah. It's very key, and it's very key, and it's very critical, the action part. And that's kind of why I wanted to talk today a little bit about that, because it doesn't matter what it is. Like, follow-up is applicable to knowledge, application, and learning. It's applicable, right? All that stuff counts, and all of it matters. And that's why I thought it'd be good to talk about that today, because walking out of those sessions, walking out of any session, there's a lot of, CE, there's a lot of things that you can learn as realtors, as car salesmen, as whatever we are, right? The one thing, the difference that sets people apart is the application of that knowledge, is the implementation. And there was a guy that I remember going to a session, and they said, what makes you different? He said that what makes me different than probably anybody else is I'll go, I'll learn, and then I'll implement. And I don't try to implement everything. He's like, I pick one thing, just one thing. That's all I pick.
Just one thing. Yep. Just one thing out of it. I mean, you implement one thing, and you just keep doing it and doing it more and more and more, and you're going to get good at it. And then you'll start learning that it works. And
yeah.
Maybe you got to change it up a little bit, but you start implementing it.
Yeah.
You have to do it.
Yep. Just one thing. And so that's the takeaway for following up today is, as you learn something new, one thing. Like, one of the things that I'm going to do coming out of that session, now knowing and understanding reels, is I'm going to start doing more reels on my Instagram.
Right.
Knowing and understanding reels. And that's the one thing. There's other things. There's a lot of things that I heard and I liked, but I don't want to be overwhelmed.
Right.
Because what that's going to do is that's going to paralyze me into doing nothing. So I'm just going to focus on one thing: more reels. That's it.
Right. And that's my thing is commenting.
Yeah.
Interacting. I'm going to interact with more people. I'll get more. I'll get more out of it. You'll see. That's just like you. That's like when you started getting messages or leaving business cards. When you started leaving business cards at places and or flyers or whatever, you started getting deals out of it. One deal here or one deal there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You start getting it. I'll get something. I bet you I'll start going up. Since I left that session, I started liking some stuff and I started commenting on people's stuff, and I've got more followers last couple of days. I don't know what it was. It could have been my Taco Tuesday post, but
could have been. I like that. I like that.
But I got some more followers, and I think it was doing more interaction with people, and I think they just liked my page.
Makes a big difference.
Started following me.
Makes a big difference for sure. So, well, cool. All right, my man. Well, listen, I know that you're busy. I know you got a lot to do. It's Friday. I won't hold you up. This was good stuff, though, man. Really appreciate your attendance. Really appreciate Sheridan and Leon for attending. And I wanted to talk about it. It was so effective. It was so impactful, that I wanted to talk about, what's one thing we can do to follow up, because it just, to me, it all ties together, right? Walking away, whether it's following up on leads, like we have. So that's from the learning session is I'm going to follow up by doing one reels. My application and my follow-up item from the event, you know what that is, Carlos. You know what I have to do today. You know what I have to do today. I gotta get
business cards.
I gotta call through some cards. I gotta call through some cards, and I gotta thank some people for attending, and I gotta work the numbers, right?
And the thing is you watch that's these events. It's just like what we say. It doesn't matter what you do. Like you host these events, and you'll get something out of it. I guarantee you'll get some kind of business out of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? Absolutely. And people don't understand. It's like growing your business. Following up with people is a big thing, and following up from your event, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
I talked to a gentleman yesterday. I says, how come I asked him, I said, how come you didn't get more business out of that, where he was working? I said, how come you didn't get more business out of there? I was surprised. And he goes, well, he looked at me and he's like, be honest with you, I probably should have followed up with them. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And I just walked away. I was like, yep, that's exactly it. If you don't follow up with people, you're not going to get it.
Not going to get it, man. Just making the attempt is going to get us some stuff. So, it was, you know what? We've proven that. If nothing else, I've proven it to myself over the course of the years that following up is going to make a difference, right? It's going to make a difference. And I was looking at something coming off of that session. I was going through and looking at I think it was a reel, or maybe it was a post this morning, and somebody has I noticed I follow them as well, and they were in attendance at that session, and they now did it. They came out and did something different on their. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah. You can tell this is a reel. They did a reel. Can you see this? Can you see my screen? Yes, you can see my screen. Yeah. They did a reels, coming out of that session. So already it's clear that they're implementing something. You know what? Because now they're doing more reels, which is cool.
Right. See, I mean, you'll start seeing it from people. That's just like what I was saying at the event. It's like I see Steven's stuff all the time.
Yeah, that's funny.
And that's because he's implementing social media.
Yeah. Well, I have you guys to thank for that, man. I got you guys to thank for that. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, man. Well, have a good weekend. We'll see you later. Stay warm, my friend. Stay warm.
That's right.
All right.
Have a good weekend. We'll see you later.
All right. See you. Bye-bye.